Hello, welcome to Curious Awakenings with Em and Rama, where we wonder how magic and kindness connect. I'm super excited about this episode today, Rama.
Me too. What are we going to talk about?
What are we going to talk about? I get to interview you today.
We're talking about me?
We're going to talk about...
My second favorite topic.
After what?
Sex.
So then, like, talking about you and sex, is that like...
Oh.
Interesting. Well, so we're going to talk about yoga, but I feel like before we dive in, I kind of ask you about your chosen getup.
What getup? My shirt? My pants? These are new pants. They're like cargo, kind of like work pants. The pants? The shoes? What?
I think it was your mask.
What mask? What mask? What mask?
Well, I suppose we should tell our viewers today.
This mask?
Today is October 27th, so we are rapidly approaching
It
Halloween.
is Witchy Woo Woo month, right?
It is, yeah. It is the season of the witch.
These are props that just happen to be around Acton Cable TV studio, and I grabbed them, and I think that's pretty cool. You want to try it on? Let's see how it looks on you.
Sure. Okay.
Please, Witchy Woo Woo. That's hot. Mark, is that hot? Viewers, is that hot?
We like it.
That's you.
Okay. Well,
All right, we'll put it right there
perhaps
for
another
now.
day. Yes. So
All right, what are we talking about?
we're talking about yoga, Rama. We're
Yoga.
talking about yoga.
Yoga.
And so I guess if we could, start at the beginning for you. When did you have your first experience with yoga?
Great question. Thank you. And it helps me and makes me better. It inspires me to honor my sister Carmel.
Yeah.
So Carmel was very much into spiritual stuff early on.
Yeah. Like
Maybe
how early?
college, like college-ish.
Okay.
It appeared to me like she started getting into it in college. She expanded. College is great for expanding our minds and new stuff coming in. In my perception, that's when she started to get into it. Maybe high school, because she went to Assabet Valley Vocational Technical High School. She was the first member of the first graduating class, and her major was pre-education, and she went to UMass Amherst. Met some really cool people. It was still the 70s, late 70s, I guess. And she was just an inspiration to me. And she somehow got into yoga. And then I was 32, I believe, going through some stuff. And, you know, she knew I was going through some stuff. She was a year ahead of me. She just said, hey, there's this place called Kripalu, Kripalu, Kripalu Center out in Lenox. / West Stockbridge, Massachusetts, right near the New York border. You want to go? I said, sure. She said, well, they have this thing called R&R, Rest and Relaxation Weekend, and you can kind of do freestyle stuff. You can kind of experience the whole center and all kinds of things about yoga, healthy eating. I think at that point they still had silent meals. So it was my first experience with silent meals. Yeah. And I had like the newspaper in front of me when I was eating dinner, in front of the TV, and I had a big, huge Zenith color TV, and I was like, I was digging that, you know, but it distracted me from the food. So that was my first experience with like really being present with food.
Wow.
Which was just an ancillary benefit of experiencing yoga. But her and I taking each other away to Kripalu for that weekend was my introduction to yoga. And I fell in love with it. Well, not right away, I didn't fall in love with it right away, but Kripalu eventually became one of my home away from home, second home kind of place. Yeah. I did go there a lot through the years.
It's interesting. I feel like you're touching on this idea that yoga is so much more than just moving your body through poses, right? Like when you think of that weekend at Kripalu, the pieces you carried away with you, right? Like being present with food. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily, I think, unless you were well practiced in yoga, you wouldn't necessarily connect the fact that presence, like with anything, like with food, is part of that whole scene. Right. Right?
Being present. And I don't know if I instantly started, you know, eating my food at home without the paper or without the TV, but certainly was the start. Yeah. And the more and more I went back to Kripalu and experienced that, silent meals, and eventually they had not silent meals, but they had silent breakfasts. Eventually they kind of evolved a little bit. So people, they talk, when I mention yoga nowadays, I'm not good at it. I'm not flexible. I said, well, that's not, yoga is just to me, being present moment to moment, mind, body, soul, spirit. And if we're being present right now with each other, we're doing yoga. If we're present, we're doing yoga. So it's not these crazy, I can show you, I brought some books and props. There's all kinds of, I don't know if Mark can zoom in on this, the Yoga Bible. There's all kinds of postures here and, crazy postures that maybe some of them I've been able to get into, but most of them, I shouldn't say most of them, a lot of them now I'm not able to get into at the moment. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Put my leg behind my head and through my ear and out the other ear and around my leg and, that's not yoga or it's a little tiny bit of yoga. Yoga, they also, as I learned more about the spirituality of yoga, there's the 8-limbed path of yoga. So asanas, the postures are just 1/8, is one arm. It says 8 arms of yoga, 8 paths. The asanas and the postures is just one of 8.
Okay. What are the other 7?
Great question.
If you don't know, that's cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At one point I knew.
Yeah.
Like one of them, ahimsa, I think, is kindness or doing good. Karma yoga. Karma yoga. Excuse me. And if I thought about it, I could come up with them, and then probably in this book. But all about being a better person.
How do you define that?
Yeah, being more present. Being more present. Like karma yoga is just doing good in the world, as I understand it. Ahimsa. That makes me want to look these up. But 8 paths.
Yeah.
I need to do a refresher.
Does yoga have its own sort of ideology or prescription for what it means to do good, or does it ask you to define that for yourself?
In my understanding of it, it asks us to define that for ourselves. It's not a religion. And through the years, eventually I opened up a holistic center, yoga center, massage center, inversion therapy center, and people would come in and talk about yoga. They'd be very religious, whatever that means, religious spirit. And they'd say, "Well, I'm a Christian. I don't do yoga. I'm a Christian." I said, huh? That they're not
Mutually exclusive.
Mutually exclusive. They're not diametrically opposed to each other. They're complementary to each other. It's like medicine, the marvels of modern medicine, and they use the term alternative medicine. Ancient medicine isn't alternative.
It's medicine.
Some of our modern medicine is the alternatives. Ancient medicine is the natural medicine that we've been experimenting with for thousands and thousands of years. Native Americans, Native Celtics, whoever, finding the different herbs and things that are medicinal. And a lot of our pharmaceuticals, as we know, as many people out there know, come from the plants. I think everything comes from the earth. All the pharmaceuticals come from the earth.
For sure.
Aspirin, isn't that, what's aspirin? Oh, you're a pharmacist.
I know.
Aspirin, what's aspirin made of?
Maybe the word willow bark came to mind, but I'm not positive about that.
Yeah. Aren't all our pharmaceuticals and drugs a derivative of a plant, earth-based somehow, some way?
Yeah, an interesting one, the GLP-1 receptor agonist, the injectable...
What's your language? What's that?
the injectable weight loss medications that are very
But what
popular
other
right
word
now.
did you use before that?
Glucagon-like peptide receptor agonists.
Agonists,
They're derived from a molecule found in the saliva of the Gila monster.
What?
Fun,
Gila
right?
monster, Gila?
Yeah.
Gila monster? Is that a Gila monster? No, it's a T-Rex, right? T-Rex, Mark?
It's interesting though, like I think you're touching on a really interesting
history.
principle, and I wonder.
Excuse me, I digress. I digress.
I feel like it's interesting that we've gotten into this conversation talking about pharmaceuticals and how everything is sort of the earth, right? Because I feel like it dovetails nicely with how you're describing yoga as not being dogmatic or not setting firm walls or this is bad and this is good.
There's nothing bad or good, that yet thinking makes it so. Yoga is about flexibility.
I love that.
Flexibility in all ways. And some of the most
that's
inflexible
beautiful.
people I met in my yoga experiences have been the real yogis or yoginis.
Really?
Some of the most inflexible people in my journey have been the yoga people.
That's interesting.
It's ironic. I don't, I don't experience that now, but it was just kind of an awareness I had at one point. Some of the yogis and yoginis, they can't eat this, can't eat that, can't do this, can't do that. It's like, mellow out. Maybe I was being judgmental at the time. I hadn't really worked on all my judgmental stuff yet, so judgments were coming up. I would judge people for this and that, and that. I don't do it as much, but it still raises its ugly head. But I think yoga helps with that. Yoga helps with not judging as much. Yoga helps with being flexible for ourselves. And if yoga's not helping us be flexible, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, then we're not doing yoga.
Yeah.
We're just doing acrobatics.
Yeah. How do you think it works that it helps with that?
What did I say?
Like that flexibility.
It helps
that
with
sort
flexibility, mind, body, soul, spirit.
Yeah. How is it that you've grown that flexibility?
I think it was Rumi said something. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. It's on my calendar that my niece Ava produces. It's on the October calendar.
This month.
Yeah. So letting go of attachment, and that's a Buddhist philosophy, right?
Yeah.
Buddhist yoga. To me, flexibility is letting go of attachments, letting go of expectations. What was your exact question, though?
Like, how is it that yoga fosters that?
Fosters that flexibility.
Yeah.
A lot of it does have to do with the postures, but again, that's a small part of it. The postures help us be present in our body, help us realize some of the thoughts we're having. And those thoughts, it's like meditate. Yoga is meditation in motion. Yoga is meditation. If we focus on the breath, it's just
I just
breath.
realized I wasn't breathing just then.
Yeah, I wasn't breathing. We're talking, we're breathing. Thank God our breathing goes on. Thank God we breathe at night. Some people have the Snoop apnea, Snoop Dogg apnea, sleep apnea thing, and it's a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Or snoring, or the nasal blocked. It's like, so.
It's hard to live with that.
Yeah. So I send out empathy, compassion for that, but it's just a miracle that we can breathe 7 or 8 hours at night sleeping. So it's an autonomic,
yeah.
something. Breath. So the breath during the postures helps us be present to what's going on in our body. And then sometimes thoughts come in, like halfway through the yoga class or yoga practice, or 2/3, 3/4 of the way through, I start to think, I'll almost be done, and another hour or two I'll be going to lunch or dinner. What am I going to have? I don't think that as much. The more I do yoga, my best form of yoga, most intense form of yoga right now is the gym. It used to be 2.5, 3 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now I'm getting it down to about an hour and a half, 2 hours. That, lifting weights, push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, pumping higher, that is pure yoga in its most pure form for me right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that, that's, I don't wear headphones, which helps me be present. I don't bring my phone with me, which helps me be present. Those are distractions in my experience of it all. I'm present. So I have to focus on every set, every rep, every breath as I'm doing it. And to me, and I do postures or stretches. Sometimes at the beginning I'll do synovial fluid circles with all my different limbs. Again, to me that's yoga. Do I need to do more like stretching asana yogas? Yes. There's never enough of that. Never enough.
I wonder, you had mentioned that you were doing the gym like 2 to 3 hours.
At one point, 2.5 to 3 hours.
And now do you feel like you've gotten more efficient in your movements and your presence, so you don't need as much time?
Yes. Plus letting go. Letting go of having to do a million different things at the gym. It's just, but more efficient. Somehow more efficient.
Yeah.
Maybe less socializing, although I don't think I've really altered my socializing too much. If I got to say hi to someone and have a quick conversation. I don't do 10-minute conversations at the gym.
Yeah.
Some people do, and it's like, I come around, I give them a little jab and say, hey, those weights ain't gonna lift themselves. Let's go. Just kidding around. half kidding around. And our kidding around is always a nugget or two or three of truth. I say kidding around, kind of.
We all have rules that we feel passionate
Yeah,
about.
I love being a nudge. I love nudging them, especially the guys I know at the gym. They're talking, yakking. What are you, girls? Come on, let's go. That's a sexist remark, isn't it?
That
Mark?
was a sexist remark.
No,
Mama.
no, and what I mean by that is I'm a little bit envious. And I've had this discussion with some women friends that women can just talk about anything and can talk for hours and hours and hours. It's like, I have 6 sisters, lots of women friends, and you know, they can just talk to each other about everything or about who knows what. I don't know, but they can go 2, 3, 4, 5 hours later, they're still there talking. You know, it's like, so that's why I say, what are you, girls? 'Cause girls can talk about stuff. They emotionally more available. That's what I mean. I don't mean to put down the guys. I mean, you know, yoga has helped me be more emotionally available to myself, to my friends, to my guy friends, to my girlfriends.
I mean, we can talk
So-
for hours, Rama.
We do.
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, we
yes.
all, I think it's interesting. I think we all
We don't
have.
need to scratch that comment, do we?
No. It's nice to be able to talk about it. And
Yeah.
I think it's
I wasn't being
interesting.
sexist, I promise.
And I think it's interesting to think about, you know, that we all have the capacity for having those conversations. And certainly there are moments when perhaps the best thing isn't to talk, right? So
At the gym,
but
yeah.
balance, and it comes back
At
to
the
a
gym,
balance within us.
it comes back to balance, and then it also gets it's helped me the whole interruption thing and being kind and being direct. As we've talked about on the show many times, I think niceness is a curse, kindness is a blessing. That came to me when I was traveling in Switzerland. I was 10 months in Europe, traveling all around Europe. Niceness is a curse, kindness is a blessing. So if I was going to be nice at the gym, I might listen to that person go on, or I might have this conversation for 5 or 10 minutes when I got to get my workout done. Or else my workout's going to turn into 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2.5 hours.
So the kind thing for yourself is to hold a boundary around your time.
Yes, and the kind thing for them.
For them.
Because
To help them hold their
and
boundary
sometimes
too.
I say, hey, I'm having a hard time being present with this conversation. Can we talk later? Because
Yeah.
I really got to get the stuff done. So finding a way to gracefully let them know, I'm not being 100% present with you right now because I got to get my workout done.
Yeah.
Maybe not saying it necessarily that way, but just saying, having a graceful way to, yeah, cool, boom,
Yeah.
give them a bump, say, yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of the workout. But in a graceful way that isn't totally cutting them off if they're sharing something really meaningful and deep.
Yeah.
Generally, it's not really
Balance.
meaningful or deep at the gym necessarily with the guys, but it's fun conversation. It's and I've gotten to know and meet some friends at the gym through the years. Absolutely. So that's yoga to me. Kindness
Yeah.
is yoga. You know, learning that niceness is a curse, kindness is a blessing. That's yoga. And yoga, something I wanted to point out. What's been the benefits of yoga for me through the years?
Yeah.
At the beginning,
I was
well, yeah.
going to ask you
Thank
that question.
All right,
and I
I'll
love
ask
that.
it. I'll
I
put
love
it out
that
there.
you were ready
I don't
to
want
answer
to forget
it.
talking about
Yeah.
it. Yoga has saved my life, especially when I was gone through tough periods, or early in my 30s.
Are you open to talking about those tough periods?
Oh,
you don't have to.
sure.
if you don't.
I'm open to talk about everything.
Yeah.
It has saved my life spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. Is there another one? Sensually. It's just it has saved my life, and it saved other people's lives because I do yoga not because I'm so great at being present. I do yoga so I don't kill people. Basically, you know, I used to say that used to be more of a cogent thought when I was in my 30s. A lot of anger, a lot of testosterone. Actually, I had to get a punching bag, a big, huge, heavy bag up for out in the garage, because the anger was just needed to have and even I went to the gym too. I played basketball, did the gym stuff, and still there was anger. Lots of testosterone in my 30s. So I would say, yeah, I do yoga so I don't kill people. Not that I was going to really kill people, but it helped with my anger.
Yeah.
And now it just helps me be, I think it helps me be a kinder person and a more loving person, yoga.
Yeah. I
So-
wonder, what was it specifically about yoga that helped you as a young man work through anger? Because I think that's, I mean, what a potent realization, you know, that,
Yeah.
that may help so many other folks.
Yeah, I hope it does.
But yeah, what was it, do you think, in that really gave you some peace?
Breath, breathing,
Yeah, just that.
letting go, just breathing, being
Yeah,
present, letting
yeah.
go.
Letting that anger flow. Like,
Yeah, not denying it.
denying it.
Somewhere
Oh.
along the way, I came up with the AAA theory. I think that was much later than my 30s, but the AAA theory is something I go back to over and over now. Is awareness. Maybe I had it back then. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, and then allowing, transmuting, transcending, letting go, whatever, or working on it. But the AAA theory has helped me, you know, as long as I can be aware of something, and yoga helps me be ultra aware of stuff. And I love being aware.
Yeah.
Like I'm fairly self-aware too, but I try not to be too much wrapped in myself, and I think yoga and just being kind helps me get out of myself and think about others. So awareness, acknowledgement to you, to others, talking about it, acknowledging it to myself, acknowledging it to family and friends. And then accepting it. Doesn't mean, you know, I accept it. I accept that that's the situation right now, but that may lead me to change it or transform it or transmute or if I don't need to change, let go.
Yeah.
Not keep ruminating about it, beating myself up about it, you know?
Yeah.
All right, it's this way it is, okay.
Yeah.
I let it go. Or I'm gonna do better next time. I'm gonna be able to do better.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Are there like specific moments that you can remember throughout the course of your life where perhaps your impulse was to respond in one way, but your yoga practice superseded that more base instinct and allowed you to approach a specific situation with some distance?
Specific. Yeah, yes, I'm sure. Coming up with a specific
That's okay.
situation.
Maybe it'll come to you.
There's nothing
Yeah,
that's
I
coming
can-
to. I'm sure
I'll
there's
share
many,
something.
many.
Yeah.
You got something?
Well,
Please.
I suppose, I think let's come back to that. But another question that I've been wanting to ask is, you know, I think so often trauma is stored in the body, right? You know, we can think ourselves into gymnastics and not actually help ourselves through our trauma sometimes. But
Say more about that, please.
yeah, I think
If you will.
I think the mind, like I think therapy is amazing, and for so many people, it is literally a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I think sometimes though, especially maybe if we don't have a loving guide to support us through that work, that inner work, we can rationalize, we can intellectualize, we can justify, we can kind of we can come to unproductive spaces in our thinking.
Especially if we're ruminating about it, going around
Yeah,
circles
well,
about it somehow. Or,
Yeah.
or-
I think especially if we are intellectual and we are empathetic, I think sometimes that can lead to self-abandonment, right? Because we can justify someone else's actions, because we can
I
understand
getcha. Okay,
and have
yeah.
empathy for them.
Yes.
But that still doesn't mean
abdicate responsibility on their part or my part to deal with it, or our,
Yeah, I think we can abandon our own needs through justifying and understanding and having empathy for someone else's. But it still doesn't feel okay for us to
Right.
continue to be in that soup, in that
Okay.
situation,
Yes.
right? So the mind, I think, can be hugely helpful, but it can also trap us a little
Yes,
bit,
yes,
right?
yes.
So yoga is the body too, or
Yeah.
it brings in the body.
Yeah, thank
you know,
God.
Thank God, right? So I
spirit,
had this experience. I just started a yoga practice like a few months ago. So I'm very curious, and I'm so grateful that you have this kind of life of this practice. But I was in a class, and we were guided to get into a pose. And when my body made its way into that pose, I just started sobbing. And it was this like beautiful release that I didn't, I wasn't aware intellectually in my mind that this release needed to happen. But when my body found that, it allowed that energy to flow.
Do you remember what posture you were in? Can you
It
describe
was
or
it
know
was
the
a
name of it?
modified lizard.
lizard. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
what lizard
it was a hip opening.
hip opening, lizard. I'll look it up later, but
So, like,
I should know what that is, but I'm sorry, I don't.
No,
remember.
it's all good. Well,
Yeah.
it's, I think it's certainly attached to the idea of, like sexual shame and, right, and, things related to that, right? When we open up the body, there are
Okay.
things stored there, maybe even generations old.
Okay, it makes me think of the pigeon pose. Was it a variations, the pigeon pose, right?
Yes. Wait, was it the lizard? Maybe it was a pigeon.
At some point we have to do more of a demonstration
That would be fun.
show.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I want to demonstrate pigeon, I want to demonstrate
Yeah.
child pose, two of the most simplest poses, but pigeon pose is a hip opener. And oftentimes, I remember one class, Iyengar yoga.
Yeah.
Iyengar yoga is very foundational, great form of yoga. It was a great foundation for my teaching. And I remember one class in Cambridge, I think it was with Patricia Walden, amazing yoga teacher, still going in Cambridge, Somerville. And we held the pigeon pose on each side for about a half hour.
Wow.
Imagine that. That's the pigeon pose where into the hip and
Yeah.
breathing,
Yeah.
breathe. A half hour pigeon on each side
Oh my
for real,
gosh,
like
yes.
for legitimate,
Oh, I totally see the benefit of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm sure people were crying.
Oh, yeah.
I was probably crying out of pain.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
I'd let myself cry, I probably could have cried.
Right?
If I had
Yeah.
had sexual trauma, I'm sure I would have had releases. I had releases of stuff just from tightness and
Yeah.
sports and all that. But yeah, we hold a lot of trauma in my pelvic area or
Oh,
hip
yeah.
area, especially women, especially men too.
Men too. I know,
If there's been
anyone.
abuse,
Yeah.
which unfortunately so
And
many people
again,
have.
it might not even be within our lifetime,
Yeah, previous life stuff too.
That
comes up.
energy.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That energy.
energy is still around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some postures can be so cathartic. Some of the
Yes.
simplest ones can be so profound. Child pose is something we can really get the air and the breath into the kidneys too,
Interesting.
and I've actually experienced that where I put my hands on, I help people. I say, see if you can get the breath all the way back to the kidneys. And there's a deep belly breath, but then there's the filling up the kidneys breath. It really is a thing, and we can do it physically.
We'll have to talk about that. I
Yeah.
think in a future episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This
but
has opened
we're-
up a can of worms.
It
a can
has.
of.
Well, I think this is probably a good place to leave our
Yeah, I
viewers
think so.
to be curious for more.
Yes. To be
Woo!
continued.
Yes,
Yes.
to be continued. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next
Thank
time.
you, everybody.